a wild ride it has been thus far for the Volt Army, specifically just this past week alone. It is the second day of April, guys. We now had the Volticard officially out and rolling, and we're going to touch base on that. And not only that, guys, but Vdsc Battle Royale is also available on Steam. And we also had some teasers regarding a specific date or two for the month of April, and we're going to go and try and see all of what is unfolding for Volt. This is Jazz Royce back. Now let's get into this. Now, before we begin, guys, please do me a favor and smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, welcome, guys. Do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and also the notification bell for me, please, and thank you. So, guys, here we are looking at Volt sitting in the 15s, just shy underneath 100 million market cap. Now, it's been a rocky day yesterday because there was an April Fool's joke that definitely stretched out until like 4 a.m. my time last night on V3 that was occurring, but it's no longer occurring, guys. It was an April Fool's joke. I repeat, the V3 was an April Fool's joke. Now, I was actually going to record this video update yesterday, but once I heard that news and I didn't know if it was true, and I'm like, let me just fall back a bit because I don't want everybody in the comments asking me about info for something that I don't even know about. So cool to see that that's not happening. Some were excited, some weren't. Me, I already been through the V2. That worked out great. And I feel like this contract and where things are heading for Volt is already good as it is. I feel like this is a good price point to have 5 zeros. This is more than enough to shave some zeros off. So I feel like we're in a very good position as it is. Now, coming off of that, what I really wanted to make this video on yesterday was the fact that Volticard is out, officially out, rocking and rolling. Physical and virtual cards are available, and it's right over here, volticard.net. Now, guys, I wouldn't just type that website in by itself. I would always play it safe and make sure to go on the website link that is provided from Voltoshi on the Volt official page. Now, as for me personally, I'm not going to be showing you guys an exact walkthrough of getting the card because I'm personally waiting until we are in the billions before I consider even getting a card and using some bread on the Volticard. But for those that are already up there and feel like they can splurge a bit, well, guys, it's very simple how this works. Now, first things first, the whole idea of this card is for you to get your USD, ETH, BTC, BNB, and even XRP. And with that, you can be able to load up onto a wallet that is holding 200 million Volt tokens. And it doesn't matter which blockchain you're holding it on. Once you have that, you can connect your wallet. You will be eligible to select either a virtual card, which will be usable like an Apple Pay card, or you can go and KYC for the physical card. Now, right over here, we have info on the physical card. Now, this black card has an activation fee of about 30 bucks and a daily limit of 150 grand with a monthly limit of 175K. Now, the card has top-up fees, which is around 4.5%. So when you're topping off your card, make sure that you incorporate that 4.5% as well, so you're not hit with any surprises. And also with a monthly fee of $10. Now, using a physical card, the perk that you have with this is that you are also eligible for ATM withdrawals, which that you cannot do as far as I'm concerned with the virtual card because there's nothing to put in the ATM. You have $1,000 max per transaction, and you have a maximum limit of 2 times a day to make ATM withdrawals and a monthly limit of 20,000 in cash. Now, this is a Visa card, guys, so meaning that anywhere that accepts a Visa card, you can be able to use your Volticard. And for the ones that want to have it online, you are limited to a transaction of 5,000 in a limit. Now, that's just per limit, guys. You can top it off, I believe, up to 10 times within the same day, giving you an overall $50,000 spending limit on the virtual card. So 3x lower than if you were to have the physical card. The perk with that is that you don't have to KYC for the virtual card, and the physical card you do have to KYC to make sure that they're sending it to the right person. And if anybody's applying and using any type of security stuff where they're using phone numbers or emails to use as backup, please make sure that it's something that is actually accessible. This is important, guys. It's literally like getting a new card, okay? So you want to make sure that you cross your T's and dot your I's to use this the right way. And may I remind you guys, if you're going to be using some of your Volt to convert, please be smart and responsible and do it through an exchange. Let me tell you guys something. A lot of these exchanges, right? The ones that I particularly use, when you send any type of DeFi that accepts it to an exchange and you sell on the exchange, it automatically converts you into USDT. And then you can take that USDT, send it directly to the wallet address. Because, you know, a lot of these exchanges, it's not like Coinbase, you could just cash it into your bank accounts. A lot of those, you got to take that USDT and send it to a separate address. And then from that address, you can use that money. Well, you can send that USDT that you've gotten on the exchange once you've sold, once you've took some profits, and then automatically top off your card with that. So that's actually saving you the hassle versus selling on the DeFi chart like we are seeing a few people that don't know any better trying to do, knowing that they're getting burned because they're paying a lot more fees down the road and they're going to have less money to utilize by the time it actually reaches to their Volticard. So keep that in mind, guys. Secondly, check this out right here on my desktop, Vdsc Battle Royale. This game is officially released on Steam and I have been playing it myself. I've been taking a little break because there just haven't been much lobbies for me to join into, but this is, I believe, the alpha version. So it's not even a beta version, is nowhere near the final product of the game either. It's just an alpha and it's already impressive enough that it's already available to be downloaded on Steam. So guys, Steam is a platform that you can play pretty much any game on, not just computer games. This is where you play Xbox games, PlayStation games, and pretty much for all PC gamers go. As a matter of fact, I have my Steam icon right over here on my taskbar. And you open up Steam, you go directly into the store, you just type in Vdsc Battle Royale, and it's available for free. It's only about 1.5 gigabytes of a download, so it really was like butter. Set that thing to ultra if your computer allows it, and you'll enjoy yourself on there. I can easily see that becoming very competitive, especially once there are more maps available, more players in, and people are able to start using their individual NFTs. That's where it's really going to get good. Now, circling back to Twitter, guys. So Votoshi said that although the migration was in April Fools, the dates that he was talking about, which for those that don't know, yesterday he was talking about April 6th bullish. Now, we knew that before the month began, he also tweeted a date on April 17th. So now we have two on our radar, April 6th, which is obviously only 4 days away. And then we have April 17th, about 2 weeks away. He said those dates were not April Fools. Those are legitimate dates. Now, we don't know what's to come with those dates. We haven't had a single bit of a teaser at all. And some folks have been getting impatient, but only the strong survive when it comes to these type of projects. Now, remember, guys, we have only knocked out just a couple of things off of the stage 5 roadmap. As you can see over here, so far what we've accomplished was the new website, the bridging to Polygon, the first Volta Dragon rewards, Volticard release, and 100 Voltichange widgets. Look at how much more has not been released yet. We have a bridge coming for Voltichange, Voltichange gamification, which I don't even know what that is, Voltiflex, which Votoshi mentioned a bit. That's the global staking platform that is soon to be released. Still no details on that in particular, nor do we know about VoltiShop, VoltiSoft, VoltiEco at all. We haven't heard a dime about any of those things, and it's only April, guys. We also got 3 top 10 centralized exchanges. You know I'm ready for this, because now that we have the Volticard, when we get those top 10 centralized exchanges and they understand what's going on with this project, the use case that's already available for everybody to take advantage of, that's going to be a game changer. As for the game, I think that's not going to be ready until later on in the year. I think it was the later half of the year for the final product of the game. Don't quote me on that, guys. I'm just going off of what I've heard, followed by the in-game marketplace. And of course, how could we forget the $1 million burn at all-time high, a Vault library? But check this out, and I feel like this in the bottom of the list is very underrated. And now that we have the Volticard, I really want to touch on this right here. 250,000 holders for stage 5. Now, we have been growing holders at a very good pace. We were at 65,500, almost at 66,000. Now, I want you guys to look at the 250,000 holder goal and imagine each one of those people holding just enough tokens to be able to use the Volticard, guys. Really quick, I'm going to do some math on this one. So just basing it off of hitting 250,000 holders compared to where we are right now in the 65,000 mark. If the remaining 185,000 holders left to get to that goal, get only 200 million tokens. And that's just to say if the price, which I know it's not going to be at this current price, it's going to be a lot higher the more people buy in. But just for the sake of this particular example, if 185,000 people bought $300 worth of Volt right now, that would be $55.5 million being bought into Volt at one time. And remember, guys, the beautiful thing about this is that to be eligible, you have to be holding those 200 million tokens in a DeFi wallet, which means, yes, these charts will be flying off the radar. Crazy high with $55.5 million of retail money coming in. We haven't even talked about the institutional money for those top 310, those 3 top 10 centralized exchanges, guys. Things are still brewing up. Now, hopefully, as this week goes on, we have more insight into what are the bomb drops coming for this month of April. We know April has been historical for last year if you were in the Volt Army, and it was historical for the year before that if you were in the SHIB Army. I wasn't in the SHIB Army, but I was in the Volt Army for last year. So I'm excited to see what April of 23 has. And mind you, the overall markets are now in a bull trend. You know, I've been seeing multiple confirmations showing that, yes, we have finally had that signal closing the month off in this 28K BTC range. And as you can see, it looks like the show is just getting started, guys. So with that being said, folks, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I'm Jazz Royce. And like I always say, I'm going to catch each and every one of you guys at the top.